The next speaker is Prathik NT, who will be talking about school and college experiences. Pratik is an aeronautical engineer with a unique journey dealing with ADHD and dyslexia challenges. At 18, he designed a telescope dome at the Indian Institute of Astrophysics. As the youngest hall manager of Aero India 2019, Pratik engaged with high profile figures, including Nirmala Sitharaman. With a background in aviation management, he contributed to Bangalore Airport as a relationships manager and roles that incline towards airport security. Pratik's diverse experiences, including working with an Indian author, contributing to the National Skill Technology Institute during the pandemic, and training students in Mastercam, a CNC designing software. Currently studying product design at RV University, Pratik is here to talk about his life's endeavor. Thank you so much for agreeing to talk, Pratik.
Yeah.
Over to you.
Thank you, Chetan. Thank you everyone for giving me your time, your valuable time. So I would like to share a little small PPT that I made, if it's okay with you guys. Thank you, Chetan, for introducing me again, and yeah, thank you everyone for listening to me and the precious time that you all given me on a Sunday. And yeah, so I'd like to get started on about my topic about school and college experiences. So before I dive into the topic, I want to talk a little about myself. So I'm a twin. I have a twin sister, and when we were born, we were she's elder to me by a minute, and we were always these two gems from my parents, and always they cherished us and brought us up in a very good way, and there's no such complaints as such. The only disregard would be we didn't get so much time with my parents actually, because they both are very hardworking and they don't live in Bangalore as such. So that's why. So after I was born, we were in Gujarat, and then we came back to Bangalore. And in Bangalore, the schools and all, we joined the school here, and my sister performing very well in the school, and she was doing extremely well. She was scoring all 80, 90s and stuff, and I was there in my I was in my 30s and 40s, and I used to feel very conscious ki, why is this happening to me and stuff. And during the whole time, my mom and dad were very supportive of me. They never compared us, but they always tried to push me and tell me ki, you should do this better, you should do this better, you can do this more, something like that. And my mom used to always sit by my side during my exams, and she used to help me out and stuff. And then later, when the movie Tare Zameen Par was released, that's when my parents realized ki, there is something called dyslexia, and maybe our kid has that. And I was in my third grade back then, and then my mom took me to Manipal Hospital in Bangalore, and they got me diagnosed. And I didn't really know that I was going to a doctor. So Chetan, can you please go to the next slide? I have yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I didn't really know I was going to doctor actually. And then she took me there, and then I spoke to the doctor, and he did a little test. It was a 2-day test and all. The tests were very hectic. It was very confusing for me, for a person three. I was just in a third standard, so I didn't really know what was happening and such. And then later we come back home, and then my mom was being more cooperative with me, and she helped me with my exams, she helped me with my assignments, she made my sister and me sit together and do the assignment. She made my sister understand this is how it is for him, so please be understanding of him, and they accommodated me very well. And after that, I was in my ninth grade when my dad came back from Gujarat, because he can't really take so many leaves. So he came back from Gujarat, and then he realized that I was doing I was not really doing so well in academics. So he changed my school, and then later he put me to a different school. It was no special school as such, but it was a very it was a very normal school. It was Diksha High, and there the principal and my faculty and all were very accommodative of me, and they helped me out through everything. And one of the problems which I faced in my school was understanding when the teacher tells something, or writing cursive, because cursive, even to this day I don't understand cursive handwriting, because I feel they're all connected, and I'm how do I separate them, and how do I read them? and stuff. And then later, like in school, I still remember because I had a very good thick accent, and I used to be very vocal about my opinions and stuff. So they made me join the choir group, and then I was in the choir group, and like we used to sing and stuff. And then later, it helped me like gain my confidence back. And then later, my dad, like, since to keep my morale up, he had promised me, if I cleared out my 10th exam without any bad scores, he'll get me a car. And then, like, he got me a car which I loved a lot, and even I have it to this day. And like, he got me a car, and he's like, yeah, here you go, and I'll support you, just make sure that you don't give up so easily. And my parents never treated me as a let's say neurodivergent or something, but they were always accommodative, understanding of me. They were always like, sometimes get like too much worried about me and stuff. But then later, like, it was always like, it's okay, he will learn. They were patient with me. And then later, I cleared out my 10th, and then I went to my aeronautical engineering. And there, it was very difficult for me. I had a year back, and during that year back, I had a very difficult time. During that time, my dad taught me to drive a car, and he was supportive of me, and he told me, like, you can do this, you can do that. He took me out on solo trips with him. And then that's when I got my first opportunity to work with the Indian Institute of Astrophysics. I went there, and I stayed there for a week, and then I helped them design a telescope dome for them. And to this day, like, when you go there, you can see, like, it's all my records are not there and stuff. So after that, I came back to Bangalore, and then again I was back to my education and stuff. I was doing, like, it was a little difficult for me. My college was not really understanding like he's dyslexic or something like that. And then later, my parents thought, okay, okay, like, he's finding mathematics is very difficult, because like I'm going back a little again, because in my school days, when they introduced algebra to me, like, it was like a two different concepts. Like, alphabets were different and numbers were different. And like, now, like, alphabets and numbers, they both got jumbled, and I'm like, why are they jumbled? They should not be jumbled, because why does numbers have to be with X or Y or any alphabet in that manner? Because they're all very different in my head. I can't perceive the way that others could do. So my mom, who's a teacher actually, she was a training officer. She sat down with me, and she used to help me through my exams, like, a lot. Every day she used to sit with me till 3 a.m. during my exams, and she used to make me study. And in my engineering, what happened was, I started failing my mathematics, engineering mathematics too. So what happened was, I failed that subject about 11 times till now. And about a year ago, I cleared it, and it was all because my parents were, like, completely supportive of me. And like, my university didn't really understand as such. Then they were it's quite like, the system is quite corrupt in that way. It's not about understanding, it's about the system. It's like, you have to go do this, do that, and then, like, you come back to stage zero. And then at one point, I realized, like, the system is not really going to do anything much for me, so I might as well buck up and do it by myself. So I took help from my mom and dad. My dad used to, like, sit with me, and he taught me math again, like, all over from the beginning. And then I finally, like, hook and crook, I just finished it with, like, with good numbers. And to this day, I'm very proud of that, of my parents and, like, my sister. They've been very supportive of me. And during my, like, Chetan, can you please go to my next slide? Yeah. So, like, here, like I've written it down, like, like I still remember, like, because I was not really so good at, like, let's say, like, reading out in the class openly or something like that. People used to bully me and stuff. They used to be like, you can't do this such simple tasks, and they used to yell at me and stuff. And, like, what I used to do was, I used to, like, not go to colleges sometime. I used to be like, no, I'm feeling sick, I don't want to go anywhere today, and I used to just stay back. And during those days, my parents were very supportive of me, and they were like, it's okay, go, and we'll come to your college. Even now, I'm pursuing my product design engineering right now, BDES, that is, in RV University. And even now, I had some problems with the authorities, and they're not giving me time and stuff. So that's when my parents showed up at the college, and they told them, like, this is not right and stuff. And my parents have come to the college, and they've stood up for me, and they've told, okay, this is how it is meant to be and stuff. And then finally I did get some extra time to finish my assignments and stuff, because it is getting very hectic for me. And then my friends who are in my college are very supportive of me. Like, just recently, I was not able to understand few topics in my class, and a friend of mine was so kind to me that, like, they sat with me and they told me this is how the assignment is to be done, even though the submission date was past it, but I still did it. And yeah, that's like it. And then during all these times, I got my diagnosis when after I finished my aeronautical. And like, at that point I was like, what does it matter? Like, you have finished it, and you don't really want this diagnosis letter anywhere. But I'm like, it's okay, it is okay, let me have it, because it'll give me a special ability. It's not a disability, it's a special ability, more of special ability. So then later, we got that certificate. During that certificate, my mom and dad both had come with me. They were with me the whole time, and they told me, it's okay, you do what you feel is right for you. And they were always my strengths, and they still are my strength. And then later, I started, during all these times, it was never like I stopped like at any point because I was depressed or something. Like, Chetan, can you go to my seventh slide if you don't mind? Yeah. So, like, here you can see, I was the youngest hall manager for Aero India 2019, which is conducted in Bangalore. And I got to meet Nirmala Sitharaman, and I got to meet with a lot of I got to work with a lot of French delegates, and Dassault Rafale, that's a aviation company from France. And I worked with them for 2 months, and it was a very good experience. It is one of the best, actually, I can tell. And then I worked with the author in India. His name is Joji. And it helped me realize that how good I am at so many things. And like, the whole time, like, I was like, don't see a disability like a disability, it's more than that. So it's like that. And then I did my aviation course of 2 years. And then later, after that, I started working at the Bangalore airport for as a relationship manager, and for the security team and stuff. And then later, during COVID, I didn't want to be at home. I wanted to be as productive as possible. So I worked with National Skill Training Institute by conducting their meetings, and I was being there. I was this person who had to do anything with tech, anything with data, anything like that. And during that time, like, during the second wave, I wanted to start a EV station, actually. So, because EVs were right trending at that moment. So, I took up course, and I finished that. And then, like, later, I went and I worked, because I wanted to get into the design field a little more. So then I went and worked with a aerospace and defense company in Bangalore. And that got me a lot of contacts, and that's when I realized how good I am at how good I'm at, like, 3D visualization and 3D softwares and stuff. And that's when I learned a software called Mastercam in like 3 months. And I taught like 20 plus students, and the software. And to this day, they come back to me, and they tell, like, this was the fastest that they've learned the software with, like, regarding any of that software in that matter. And then later, like, this like what kept me going was my parents. Like, they were like, don't sit at home, just go out there and do. It's not like you have something wrong with you. And always, like getting me like gadgets which I like noise cancelling headphones, it could be, which can help me a lot to focus and stuff. Like, one of my ways of coping was, Chetan, can you please go to slide number 5? Yeah, one of my ways of coping was, let's say, I can't really, like, concentrate at times. Like, I get distracted too easily. So I put on music, and I put on noise cancelling headphones, and it helps me block out so much noise that it helps me concentrate and live in the present. And it it makes me sane to like do this. And then I always have this rule, not having any apps on my phone other than just phone and WhatsApp and like messaging, because those are the only things that I want my phone for. If I have any other things, then it is difficult for me to not open those apps and like, like get diverted. My attention, I have like, this is how I see life. Like I see it like, I have a very short amount of time here and I want to be the most productive possible in spite of having my disabilities and stuff. I want to give out my best and help out people like me who have these problems, and make it heard, and make everyone realize that it's not a disability, it's a special ability which makes you much more than what you are. Because in my college I see so many people with who are similar to me, and they are so much better than the people who are not neurodivergent. And it feels like the people who are neurodivergent are more understanding and more helpful than other people. We don't Neurodivergent people, because they've been through pain and stuff in their lives, they don't really put down anyone, or they don't really like they don't really it's not like they're not there for anyone to help out. Even though like they have so much going on in their lives, they help out other people as well. They're very accommodating and stuff. And like this, like it's all about like being there for others. And like if we're not there for our own mankind or humankind, then nobody else will be. So yeah, that's about it. Maybe I didn't go a little off topic though, sorry. Chetan, like, if it's okay. Yeah, I think I'm done. Yeah.
Thanks, Pratik. Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing that,
Thank you.
your experiences and your journey,
Yeah.
and for also highlighting about so many aspects of your own life journey,
Yeah.
and the importance of peer support, and the
Yeah.
importance of having different possibilities,
Yeah.
um, and also different coping ways.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for sharing your
I would
experience.
just like to add on one thing, like if it's okay.
Ah, sure.
Like there is this thing, discovering yourself and understanding yourself and loving yourself comes a long way. The more you go away from yourself, the more you get back to dark places that you don't want to. So like I want parents to be more understanding of their kids and be like, give them some more time. If somebody wants more time, give them more time. It's okay, they'll come back. But don't be impulsive with them just because they're not performing as well as others are. And in this whole world of comparison, it's not about who's better than who. It's about, is he doing better for himself. That is all about it. So yeah, I would like to end my note on that. Thank you.
Thanks. I think we also have a comment from Rajini ma'am. You know, she says, I think you found help because you sought help and your family has been advocating, which eased you into the advocating for yourself. I think that's really an important point. Thanks so much for sharing that,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.